れでは戦場へ向かいましょう。機体の整備はバッチリです。皆さん頑張ってくださいね。作戦スタートです。
Hello everyone, this is Ninja Guy _12 here, bringing you a match in the Byarlant. Before I get into anything, I would like to apologize for this weird schedule thing, because obviously, normally before I would post at least 3, sometimes, if I'm feeling it, 4 videos on Saturday and Sunday, because I just don't have the time to actually post things during the week, because obviously I work basically 9, almost 10-hour shifts a day, which, you know, that's kinda, yeah, that's not really fun, but I'm trying to at least do 1 a day, or just do my way of just 3 videos on the weekends, you know, or 3 to 6 videos on the weekend, if not maybe 7 or 8, or just randomly, because sometimes I just can't decide whenever I want to upload. So I do apologize for the kinda inconsistent posting of videos. So I hope you guys forgive me for that. But anyways, let's get back on topic. The Byarlant, which, to be honest, I'm still getting better with the suit, and I'm having so much fun. Again, I think it should get a buff sometime soon, because, man, this thing, if you are not that decent with it, at least decent, if you're not decent with the suit, you're going to die a lot, because this thing is basically a glass cannon. I really wish it could have gotten a buff. There was a few suits that get recently buffed. I don't know if you guys want me to maybe do a separate video just covering all of that, or just have a commentary just with some gameplay in the background, just talking about the you know, balance changes. So I'll ask that in my Discord server, and you guys can let me know, so that, you know, I can get a proper opinion on if you want me to actually talk about the buffs in a separate video, like without any gameplay or just with gameplay in the background. So I'll leave that up to you. But anyways, yeah, I was hoping this thing would get a buff when we did see the adjustments. Unfortunately, it didn't. For some reason, the XS Gundam deserved a buff for some reason. I feel like that suit's already broken as it is. It didn't really need a buff necessarily, though, to be fair, I don't own an XS, so I don't really know. I did use it during the trial battle simulation. I already thought it was pretty OP, and they just buffed it to hell. So for me, it made no sense, because every time I would fight an XS, I always lost. So yeah, I don't see why they buffed it to begin with, but whatever. That's BB Studios' plans. I could go and rant about that in another video if you guys want, but that's not really worth my time. But still, this thing needs a buff. I don't care what anyone tells me. It needs a buff, whether it is buffing the resistances or just like changing the way the resistances are, because technically speaking, this thing is really built for anti-melee, which technically speaking makes absolutely no sense. I mean, very rarely do I actually get into melee range, and most of the time when I do, I'm so high in the sky that it doesn't even matter. And when I do get into melee strikes, I'm already like up in the air, so it's pretty hard for a normal melee suit to actually whack me with their melee most of the time. So it's kinda pointless for it to have insanely kind of pretty good melee resistance for no reason, honestly. Which is why I think beam or ballistic would be so much more useful in this situation. And if you don't want to buff the resistances or something, then at least buff the flight skill, because man, it is not fun getting knocked down by a single bazooka and just letting people rip everything into you and then just guarantee dying. Because basically, if you're up in the air and you see at least 2 enemies right there, maybe like 1 support, 1 raid, it don't matter if, you know, you were able to stagger one of them. If they hit you with, you know, something as simple as bazooka, you're going down and you're probably going to die instantly, because this thing has not too much health, it's a big target, and it has not really good resistance or beam the resistance to basically save itself. So basically having the improved flight skill, like the pre-nerfed flight test type and goof flight test type, yeah, both of those would really help this suit a lot. I mean, you already basically nerf it already as it is by making it do technically less damage while it's flying. So I don't see why you can't just buff the flight so that, you know, it's a lot more useful. Because as it is, I mean, it's nice, but it's not really the best. I do want to also take this opportunity to talk about other things. Yeah, obviously we had the English voices, which I'm kind of digging. I don't mind them now. Though Stacey's voice is probably the best one out of all of them, in my opinion. But yeah, some of them aren't that great, in my opinion. Though most of the time, the ones I don't really like are the ones who don't really interact very much, like the actual clan dude, and, was it Tenda? Not Tenda, the one dude who you go to for your promotions, or like when you complete all your promotion missions. Those two are probably the worst ones, in my opinion, but you hardly talk to those guys to begin with, so I guess it didn't really matter. So there's that. And then the new military base map, that I will have as a separate video, because I did get an actual match in that new map. And early impressions, not really that good. Though that's pretty much my take on any new maps that come out, because I never played GB01, and most of them are from GB01. Hardly any of them are new, quote unquote, so there you go. And as for this Byarlant match, I actually did pretty good. I did top damage and top assist, so I did pretty good work here. And I'm really starting to think this Byarlant's probably going to be my main general for 500 cost. Unless my Mathis gets fully enhanced to where I could get it to do the same amount of rain damage that it had before, which is pretty soon. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and commentary. Sorry about me ranting, and I hope you guys have a good day. See you all later.